In the lush garden, it was easy to get lost, and Countess Louise of Angoulême hesitated for a moment, wondering if she had made the right decision to seek out the hermit. It was said that Francis of Paula never missed in his predictions, but he could bring her joy or deliver terrible news. Gathering her skirts, Louise spun around sharply when she heard a smooth voice behind her. "Greetings, Queen Mother." This happened in July of 1589. At the very beginning of 1592, in France, two young women of royal blood were dreaming of giving birth to a son. The first was Queen Anne of Brittany, who had just married Charles VIII, and the second was her royal cousin, Louise of Angoulême. Almost of the same age, only a year apart, they had no idea how closely their fates would be intertwined in the future. The queen had no reason to worry. She was beautiful, adored by her husband, and held a secure position in society. But for Louise, things were not going as smoothly. She had been married off at the tender age of 12, and her marriage had only produced daughters, much to her husband's dissatisfaction. So, when the Countess of Angoulême heard about a hermit named Francis of Paula, who was said to have the ability to see into the future, she decided to meet him. The visit lasted only a few minutes. The elder, with his soothing voice, presented the Countess with a large, blooming poppy and promised that if Louise prayed diligently, she would bear a son. Furthermore, if she fulfilled a second condition by naming the boy Francis, he would be destined for greatness, a crown and glory for all time. Stunned, Louise found it hard to believe these incredible words, especially since she felt so far removed from the throne herself. As time passed, Louise still had not given birth to a son, and doubt began to creep in. Meanwhile, news spread through the court that Anne of Brittany, the Queen of France, was expecting a child. On the 10th of October in 1592, a boy was born at Plessis-Latour, the heir to the throne. The delighted parents, Anne and Charles, baptized him, choosing Duke Louis of Orleans and Pierre de Bourbon as his godparents. A small scandal erupted when the king and queen wanted to name their son the poetic name Orlando, but the godparents and other relatives opposed it, as it contradicted the long-standing tradition of the Valois family to give their children specific names. Where did this wonderful name come from? It was also suggested by the hermit Francis of Paula, who promised the boy's parents a glorious future for their firstborn. Anne and Charles reached a compromise. The Dauphin, the heir to the throne, was given the double name Charles Orlando. The baptism ceremony was attended by 500 ladies and gentlemen, and a lavish celebration was held in Amboise, the king's favorite residence. As the new year of 1594 began, Louise of Angoulême felt the signs of pregnancy. Doctors confirmed her suspicions. In September of that same year, the Countess gave birth to a son. Naturally, she named him Francis, in honor of the hermit. Meanwhile, the royal family took great care to protect the Dauphin. For instance, hunting was prohibited in the forests near Amboise. Only 4 gates of the castle were left open. 100 guards patrolled day and night around the castle to eliminate any possibility of an assassination attempt. Queen Anne and Charles VIII were particularly anxious about their son, as they had no other children. Although there was no doubt that the young couple would eventually have sons and daughters, their caution was prudent. But fate cannot be deceived. Despite all the precautions, the Dauphin Charles Orlando died at the age of 3. Some accounts say he succumbed to smallpox, while others claim it was measles. The boy was buried in Tours, in a magnificent marble sarcophagus, over which Anne of Brittany shed many tears. As for the son of Countess Angoulême, named Francis, he would indeed go on to become King Francis I of France. Louise fulfilled exactly what the hermit had asked of her. However, the royal couple, succumbing to family pressure, broke their promise. Did this have any bearing on the fate of the unfortunate Charles Orlando? No one knows.